joining me on this beautiful Sunday afternoon in Los Angeles. Let me show y'all. Look how beautiful, right? Look at this. What on earth? The most beautiful city. I'm so happy to live here, and I will be painting today. Let me bring you a little closer. There we go. I will be painting today in the sun on this beautiful Sunday afternoon, and I have some paper mache objects. Some are almost finished and some are needed to get painted from the get-go. So we are going to, let me just adjusting some things. Okay, so I will be painting items that I just started painting or almost finished, like this snake. He just has like a little chipped chin that I need to fix up, and he needs some eyes. And then the last step is varnishing, but that will be another day, and I'll probably just do that quickly. It's not interesting. It's just clear sealer that goes on top, so these little chin scrapes don't happen anymore. So I'll be painting eyes on this guy, and I have one of my paper mache bowls here that's holding some finished product and some half painted and some items that need to be completely painted. So here's a heart, sacred heart, and they go on your wall. You can hang them on the wall with this little hanger. Here's another finished one. The twin flames. So cute. Also with a little hanger. And then I have a little heart with arrows that is also finished. So I have a little bowl of almost finished, like this guy, the twin flame needs to go. I have this one, I just painted the arrow black. And then I have a couple hearts in here that need to get painted. This is a bowl that I made that's holding all of these items. And then I have some items back here that need to get a fresh coat of paint. I won't be doing all of these today, but I'll get as many done as I can possibly do, and then break for lunch, and then do some more. So thanks for joining me. I'm gonna get started by getting my paint ready. I think I'll start with this snake because there's not much to do to him. And I'll move on to the items that are almost completed, and then I'll start fresh. We're gonna start with this guy. Okay, here we go. I've got my little lap easel, which I love so much. Oh, it's missing its little piece. Uh-oh. Huh. Is it in my drawer? Okay, dang. I'm gonna have to make a piece. There's a piece that goes here that holds your painting when you, because this, let's see, this moves this way, and then you can, it's been a minute, oh, here we go, like this. Like that, and then the easel gets set like that, right? And there's a little piece that goes here that holds your painting up. So I'm gonna have to make something for that. But in the meantime, we could just paint flat on this wooden base. Let's see. I lent this to my landlord after she got back surgery so she could do some art in bed. And she just gave it back to me. Perfect timing, you guys. Doesn't really work with this chair, but maybe if I go like that. Oh, that's perfect. Hi! When I started prepping this area, it was in the shade, and now I am out here in the sun with no escape. So anyways, I'm gonna start painting. I just want to do some white eyes on this guy. Let me see if any of this black paint is good to go. So let me just cover that little chip. I patched his chin scratch. And let's just make sure that there's no more scratches on him. I think that was it. So let's get some white paint going, and we'll just work with a little bit of paint because it's so hot out here. It's just going to dissolve, right? So we'll just do a touch. It's more than enough. Got a little eyedropper tool that I like to put my water in with the white paint. Okay, and then we just give it a little stir, just so I get a little smooth paint that I can work with. Because I use these really fine tipped liner brushes. They're the smallest ones you can get. And I honestly wish they made smaller ones. The more fine, the better for me, you guys. Why? One of my paper towels went flying. I'm gonna go grab that real quick. Okay. Okay, sometimes settling in is the hardship. But I think we figured it out. One goes there, one goes here. It's perfect. I love this shit. Okay. So that's the chin, that's the head. And I'm just gonna paint some eyes on this snake. Get my fine tipped stampies. There we go. Alright. I'm excited to finish the snake. He's just been hanging out for a year without eyes. It's like, get a grip. What is my problem? I take on too many things and then I forget about the other things. And I just keep on moving. Keep on moving. Okay. So I'm excited to do this because now I can put these guys on my Etsy store. Eyes are hard. But I'm just kind of going in with confidence and seeing what happens. I can always fix them. Using my finger as a little line point to not, almost like a map. Not terrible, but not as graceful as I want this snake to be. But we'll see. We're gonna roll with the punches and see if as I paint it, it develops into what I want, and if it doesn't, then I can start over. I'm just excited to do this and move on, right? It's like the last little step before sealing the deal. And I think they're really cool. They're just objects, right? So you can put it on your coffee table, you can put it on the window ledge, on a mantle. You can hang out on a charcuterie board, you know, wherever you want him. He's super chill, and he just wants to hang the fuck out. I forgot to bring my little toothpick tool out. That's what I make the little dots under his eyes with. Okay, I'm not extremely mad at this. Let's see. Give him some eyelashes. I love painting outdoors. It's honestly one of my favorite pastimes. Sometimes I'll pack a tote bag and just hit a park with my painted stuff, you know, and paint in the park. Because why not, you know? It's 80 degrees today in Los Angeles. I'm a New Yorker, and I live in Los Angeles now. And I absolutely adore it here. You couldn't bring me back to New York if you put $100 on a stick with a string and pulled it. I wouldn't follow it. I'm so happy to be outside, because sometimes when you're arting all the time and just creating and making and it's all indoors, it gets to feel sad. So it is quite nice to be out here in the sun. Here it is, you guys. Snake with eyes. Did it. Okay. Next. Or maybe I do a little, I always put a little tongue on them too. Just like a little bleep. So let's go ahead and do that. And then you can be really done and ready. I'm trying to hold on to that paint for the rest of my life. That came from Pearl Paint. And Pearl Paint was a New York City staple. It was like the neighborhood paint shop. It was 3 or 4 floors tall, so each floor was its own thing. One floor was paint, one floor was drawing, you know, and so on and so forth. And it was just such a New York staple. It's so sad it doesn't exist anymore. It was where all the cool kids went, and that's my last paint from Pearl Paint. And I remember when they were going out of business. It was during, I think, the recession, or maybe after. When was it? It was after the recession. But it was so fucking sad. And I was dirt poor, and I couldn't go there and hoard, because I would have went there and bought so much from them. But unfortunately, I didn't have the means to do it at that time in my life, which is so sad. And you just have to quietly mourn the ending to something that was really special. And you know, it's almost like for me, that was the beginning of the downfall for New York. I wanted to move many years, like every 2 or 3 years. I was like, I'm out of here. But the real downfall of New York, that was probably the first thing that really broke my heart, that closed. It's just so sad. But life goes on, you guys. And I found myself in sunny Los Angeles, so can't complain, right? I'm so happy I'm revisiting. I made 125 paper mache items last year, and it was so overwhelming. It was fun because it gave me like a winter thing to do, and then after I made them all, I was just so overwhelmed by it. I started by painting a couple things, maybe like a little over a dozen items. And then once I hit that mark, I was like, I need to stop looking at these things, because it just became overload and I couldn't handle it. So I tucked them in my shed in some bins. And I recently pulled them out. But the problem with painting objects like this is it's a different muscle to utilize. So I needed to wait until that spark came. And I think it's here, so I'm giving it a shot. You know, if it's not, then I can put them away for another day. But keep them in the house, right? So they're right there within reach. Okay, that's cute. Little tongue. I am so happy to be outside. It was cold. Last week it was freezing cold. There were winds that were about 40 miles per hour here in Los Angeles. I was filming a commercial because I'm a production designer. And it was something else, you know? So this is dope. I'm happy. Once the sun comes out, I am like a sun dweller. Try to get me out. I'm like a kid in a pool. You can't get a kid out of the pool. Good luck. So that's kind of me in the sun. I love being outdoors. And being outdoors and working on art, it's like, what else do you need other than food and water, I guess? Right? There you go. A little snake tongue. Get out of here. So he's done. He's ready to get varnished and then put onto my Etsy store and my Facebook Marketplace. Isn't it cute? And then here is what he looks like before I start painting him. Hi. You see? Starts just snow white. This is the gesso because it's paper, right? So I have to seal the paper so the paint doesn't soak through. So you seal it with gesso after you sand it, and it plays as a primer as well, which is really dope. And then you paint it, and this is what he comes out to look like. I'm so excited, you guys. He's finally finished with his little snake tongue. Okay, on to the next, right? Where do I put him? Don't you even dare. Okay. This guy can go here. And I guess he can go over here too. Now next is this guy, right? He's finished. My twin flame, Sacred Heart. And I have a whole video of I think I have a part 3 video series of me making these. And I put that video together just with documenting it. I didn't realize I was going to have a YouTube channel just yet, but I'm always documenting, so I kind of just mod podged that together and made some videos because it is an interesting process. So I did my best with what I had. So I have one that is almost complete. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Right? And we just made that red color, so I'm going to paint the flames. Maybe I'll add a little bit more red to it. No matter what you do to this paint, every shade of it is just absolutely stunning. Okay, here we go. We're going to paint these flames. Beautiful. It's a little lighter than what I have here, but I think I like it. I like both. And that's the cool thing about art is it's never going to be the same. It'll be similar. There'll be different variations. I keep getting so excited about the sun and about working on projects that I keep forgetting to eat. It's an ongoing issue of mine. Nooks and crannies. That's the thing with paper mache clay, is it's hard, right? And when it dries, there's little nooks and crannies that you need to get with your paintbrush. sometimes they're difficult, so you have to be slightly aggressive, which I'm not. I'm more of like a delicate, slow motion turtle painter, but here I am, taking on whatever challenges come my way. Oh yeah, I like this color a lot. It's like a neon coral. It's so pretty. Delicate with where the black meets the coral. There we go. So cute. I can't wait to get these up on my shops and see if people like them. I got a lot of comments and great feedback to the videos and I also have a TikTok, Romp, and I posted a lot of things on there in my TikTok, and whenever I put them up on my Instagram stories, which is Amaromp, I always get amazing feedback from these sacred hearts. So I have 50 of them hanging up in my kitchen because I made 50 and they're all completely different from one another. 50 different designs, painted completely differently, sculpted differently, the whole thing. And it was such a work of art that I refused to sell it. But here I am making replicas because I have gotten a lot of great feedback. So I do want you guys to be able to have them as well. I just can't part with the first ones that I made. It took me so many months to complete. But it was my first like real paper mache project, and I was learning the art of it while I was making them. And I'm so happy that I did that because now I truly understand it, and I've made huge sculptures and all sorts of stuff from the knowledge that I gathered just from, you know, doing a huge project like that. So for you guys joining, I'm working on this twin flame sacred heart. And this is the finished one. I pulled it off my kitchen wall. Has a little painter's hanging bit on the back. And that goes on last, right? I have to paint it first. So I'm painting. It's so fun. Yeah, dude. It's so fucking fun. I love it. I love doing it. I love the whole process, from cutting up some cardboard to taking scrap paper and sculpting it and taping it up, and I make my own paper mache clay. So I clay it, and then afterwards I sand it and get all the big lumps and bumps out, and then I prime it, and then this is the next step, which is kind of the best step, right? It's the most fun and visually pleasing step, so it is really fun. It's so hot out here in Los Angeles. It's like 80 degrees, and when I put this area together, it was in the shade, and now I'm like, there is no escape. So I am burning up, but it's okay. It's so beautiful, and it's nice to be outside. I was just talking how it was rainy, and the winds were like 40 miles per hour, and they were freezing cold, these winds. And I was outside shooting a commercial because I'm a production designer as a job, and this is kind of my side stuff. And it was just so miserable being outside for 12 hours in 40 miles per hour winds. So this is lovely. Oh, I missed the end of that, but I saw that you were saying you got back inside. They were strong winds. They were wild, and it was an outdoor shoot. And I had to like put stand flags up on these really flimsy stands, and they all needed 40-pound sandbags to hold them down. That's how fucking windy it was. 40 times 4, 80, 160 pounds to hold those down. Isn't that crazy? Did I do that math right? 40, 80 times 260. Yeah. I know. Fucking wild. I have a crazy job, but I love it. You know, I absolutely love it. I'm happy to do it. I was happy to get jobs. You know, it's been really hard in Los Angeles, if you're aware that, you know, the writers' strikes kind of started the halt. And ever since that happened, from then on to now, which is 2 years later, it's been really hard to get work. So I was just happy to be there, even though it was crazy outside. I was just like a happy little sprite frolicking about on set. I did not care. But from that extreme to this extreme, happy. I'm so happy. If this was my day off, that would suck, right? I mean, if this was opposite. If it was windy and cold and that was my day off, that would suck, right? So, happy to be enjoying this time out here in the sun and getting some old projects painted. I had to dig these out of my shed. Oh no, I missed it. Can you say that again? I don't know how to pull these chats up, but they just disappear. I'll pay attention. Maybe I'll come closer too. Yeah, it is, but it, you know, it's wild. A lot of people glorify being a production designer, and they're like, ooh, that sounds dope, right? And then they go on set. I hire them as an assistant, and they go on set, and they're like, never again. Because you're like a glorified mover, you're unpacking 5-ton trucks, it's like moving day, right? You pack, you unpack, lots of prep work. It's always fast, fast, fast. The beautiful part of it, decorating, that's like a flash of it. It happens within 10 minutes and it's done. Everything else takes days and hours and prep and administrative work and dealing with vendors and having meetings with directors and client feedback and changing everything in a flat, like, oh, all of a sudden I hate everything, so time's a ticking, the prop house is closed in 2 hours, good luck, you know? It's a really high pressure. But I have a pretty good personality for that. I don't let things really take over, and I just kind of go with the flow and hope for the best. Every job, let's just hope for the best, you guys. And then this is nice because this is no pressure. This is just enjoy yourself while doing it. There's no stress involved. Who's gonna be stress painting? We can't do that. We gotta love this process, right? It's special. And this is my wind down. Say that again. Oh, I keep missing it. I wish it makes a sound when I get a little chat. Let me see what I can do. I don't know. When it's vertical, I see them always, and when it's horizontal, yeah, it's high stress. It truly is. It's not for everybody, but don't let me discourage you. I would say try it if you want to try it. Of course, you know, don't ever let someone say you can't do something. Yeah, it's because I love it. I really do. I love stepping in a studio and it's a bare warehouse, and then you build something from scratch and you make it beautiful, and then you take it down and you do it all over again. Or I get to go into a lot of really cool houses all along Los Angeles. Yeah, I started in interior design. I did that in my early 20s and I loved it. Did it in New York City. And I worked in penthouses all along New York City, and I was knocking down walls and making 3 apartments into 1 apartment. And yeah, I was an assistant. I was working under an interior designer, and I was her assistant, and it was just us and her draftsman as the team. And then she had a crew that would put the looks together, and I would help do all the shopping and put the boards together and source. And that's kind of how I got my start into this journey, was interior design. And to be honest, I would love to do more of that. It's kind of essentially the same thing, but I find it to be really rewarding because you're making a space for a family or a person, and it stays, right? All that hard work stays, and you walk away and now people can enjoy it. Where in my line of work is you put so much work into something for a week or 2 weeks straight, and then it just gets taken down and broken right before your eyes. It's like the work just crumbles. So it's just so fast. It's wild. It's a wild life, let me tell you. So I would like a little bit of everything, you know? I think that's healthy. I like doing it all. Oh yeah, trade shows. I've never designed trade shows, but I certainly worked at quite a few of them. At the Javits Center in Manhattan. That's where I was. I did some trade shows. They're funny. The people that go to trade shows are really, really fun to watch. Yeah, it's quite a culture. The trade show culture. I would love to design some booths. That's like, I would love that. Some really interesting brands, that would be fun. I also did window display back in the day too, and that's another part of the beginning of me. Thank you! I love doing art, truly. Right now I'm taking a break from some paintings. I'm on a painting spree, painting canvases. Well, they're canvas boards. And I just started a Facebook marketplace and an Etsy, and that's where I'm selling all of these things. So I was like, okay, we've got about like 8 canvases up now. We have 1 snake and a couple of my paper mache bowls, which I have. One of them is right here holding the rest of my projects. So cute, right? So I have some of these up, and I'm like, well, it needs a little variety now. Thank you. If you like those patterns, I think you'd like my canvas paintings, because I paint a lot of like landscapes, but the mountains have patterns in it. The floor is like a tiled floor. The trees have patterns in them. Yeah, I have like a very specific style where I just am like a pattern hoe. And yeah, I paint a lot with patterns. And I was realizing the other day, I was reflecting on how did I become this person. And the first thing that I really drew once I learned that I wanted to draw was tin ceilings. I would just go around to different coffee shops and restaurants that had tin ceilings in them in New York City, and I would draw the tin ceilings that were above me. And I think that's just like what started this whole pattern frenzy. So that's interesting. This is almost done. I keep finding little white spots. And then this one's done. I just finished a snake. I just needed to put eyes on it. Oh yeah. One day, if owning a home is actually a real thing for millennials, I will put a tin ceiling somewhere in my home. maybe the bathroom, maybe the kitchen. The kitchen would be dope. I actually made a tin ceiling wall once for this guy's store in the seaport of Manhattan, and that was cool. Tin ceilings look dope as walls too. I'm like scared to paint and lose a chat because it's fun chatting. This is the whole point of this. Alright, I think I did it. There it is, the twin flame. Very cool. So this one's now done. I'm gonna set it aside. I'll show you the snake that I did. Oh, cool, yeah. I've seen stuff like that. Very, very groovy. Tin ceilings can be utilized any which way that you want to. I actually found, I left it in New York because I couldn't move with everything. I moved with 90% of my stuff. But I had this old, it was a little rusty and patinaed, but it was, I think 4 panels of tin ceiling. And I was gonna make a cabinet with it, but I couldn't bring it here. It was just too wild and too much. I wish I did, looking back, because I have storage behind the house, but yeah, I kind of, you know, you don't know what to take, so I let go of a lot of materials that I collected for things like that. I also had like church pews, but just the sides of them, they're really fancy, and I wanted to make that into a cabinet too. They're really fucking heavy, but it would have looked really cool. I almost made them into a bed frame. There's always so much more to find, and that's what you realize, right? As you go through life, you're like, okay, that was fun, I didn't do anything with it, but if I ever get my hands on something like that, I'll certainly move forward with the idea. There's the snake. He's all finished, ready to get varnished. He's got a little tongue in there. He's so cute. And these are fun. You can stand them up on a mantle. You can stand them up like this on a shelf. Thank you. Yeah, you can stand him up, or you can just like lay him flat on a coffee table, and he has a little vibe, you know? I was saying you could throw him on a charcuterie board just as a little flavor, a little moment on a tablescape, or anything. You can do anything with this guy. So I have lots of these. I have one that I've not painted yet. I have many of these. I have probably 8 more of these that I have to paint. So I'm just putting them up one by one, and eventually they'll all be up, but yeah. Let's see. What else can I paint? There's another, oh yeah, this one. I've got this heart, a little arrow going through it, and a little flame at the top. So I'm gonna paint this guy. And let's make a light pink. I'm gonna have to go into my suitcase of paints. I have this. Let's see if I have a red somewhere. I could have sworn I had red. Oh, you know what? I left them inside. I'm gonna go run and get my paints from inside real quick. Maybe like 45 seconds. You can time me. Okay, go. I think that was under 45 seconds. Okay, I also brought another snake that matches the bowl, and I gave him one right super fucking fast. I used to play softball, and I was a pitcher for 9 years, and they would always have me bunt, you know, like, and then you'd tap the ball, and then I would speed race myself to first base. And they did that because I was fast, and looks like I still got it. So here's another snake. I did one eye on this guy because I was just trying something new, and sometimes my drawings have a one-eyed snake, so, you know, it is what it is. But so cute. I'll just continue to paint them in different ways. So cute. You know, different flavors for different people. Why not? Thank you so much. Thought I would show you. And then I found my other paints inside. So we'll do red. What is that? What's that? Oh, this is the color we want to use. That one. And then we'll just dump that there. Okay. Moving along, you guys. Very cool. Get my little workstation back up here. And okay. Now we're gonna make a light pink. So, because I really like the heart that I made. I'll show you. Thing is, I ran out of chartreuse. Beautiful. Yeah, thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate that. Before you go, that's the pink I'm trying to do. So we'll see if I can get there. Thanks for chatting with me. I really appreciate that. It is so beautiful outside. It's wild. There's not a cloud. Let me first assess. There is not a cloud. Oh, I missed that. Damn. Sorry. I was looking at the sky. If you want to send that again. But I did assess the situation, and there isn't a cloud in sight before I said it. Imagine, and then it's like shade for an hour. Yeah. Okay, got some white paint. Every time I look down, I'm gonna miss a chat, so try to send it while I am looking at you. And there's no way to find it. I've tried to look for it. I don't know how to find these chats that just appear and disappear. So wild up here. Brushes to get paint with. There we go. Do this one. Okay, more white. I've been doing lots of Twitch lives. My friend was like, you should try Twitch. So I've been going live on Twitch often. I've not used it for anything but lives. Yesterday I did a quick little YouTube live. I'm just kind of doing it all. You know, while I have some free time, I'm gonna be doing these projects anyways, so might as well socialize and let people see the process. I think that's cool. And it's nice to talk to people, you know? I have a glass of water over here that's untouched by paint, so I can just use water to kind of smooth out my acrylic paint. Especially while painting in the sun, it will dry out very quickly. And I like to paint smooth, so it helps keep my surfaces nice and smooth. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Clear the station. Okay, here we go. It's not the same pink, because my red I'm using is like a berry red. I'm not sure if I'm liking it. Let's see. I wonder what I can put in it. I couldn't find like just a fire cherry red. I know I had that color, but I don't know where it went. And I can see that has more red in it, and this one has more blue in it immediately. I was one of those kids that had that crayon box of the 100 colors, and then on the other side of the crayon box it would say, name the next color. And I would always submit, always. And I never got chosen, and I didn't understand why. I had really good ideas, I promise. And that was kind of like, you know, it's good to start young with the, oh my goodness. It's good to start young with, what am I saying here? I'm thinking about what I'm trying to say. Sometimes it doesn't just roll off the tongue. Rejection. It's good to start young with rejection, right? So when you get older, it's not that big of a fucking deal. This is like an orangey red. So much rejection as an adult. And the funny thing is, it doesn't feel like anything anymore. I'm like, oh, next. You know, don't ever let feedback or rejection hurt your feelings. It's not worth it. Think about how many people there are out in the world, and that one person said no. One. Get out of here. Next. You know? And keep nexting until you find your people. Who fucking cares? Goodbye. No to you too. Goodbye. You know? That's okay. And then sometimes it makes you analyze yourself. You're like, okay, what can I do differently here? Sometimes rejection is like some sort of important feedback for you to use to switch things up. You know? Just ride with things healthily. Don't let them affect you too much. Life is too short to be fucking sad about someone not jiving with you. One person out of billions of people, you know what I mean? Get out of here. It's wild that I don't have like a regular, just plain old red crimson. No, that's too good. Alright, I'm gonna have to fuck with that orangey red and see what happens. Just a little droplet. Let's see. Just a tiny little. Yeah, that pink is not, that's too pretty princess for me. I don't like that pink one single bit. Very particular about my pinks, you guys. I'm gonna have to add more white. I'll have to utilize this paint for more items. I wasn't planning on making this much pink. Okay, we have another heart right there we can use it for, so that's good. A lot of pigment, so it's going to take a lot of white paint. Okay, wipe off that pink so I can go back in. Actually, why don't we go in with a bigger... While I was inside, I should have pulled out some brushes. But it's okay, we'll make do with what we have right here. Wipe this off. I should show you guys the Hollywood sign. You can see it from my place. And not some like fancy ass way. So don't get too excited. Okay, this pink is definitely coming out way closer to what I had imagined. I'm just gonna add a little bit more white and we will be there. I just hate this. It's almost like I don't know what it is. I hate it. Ugh. And then look at this one. Pretty. I don't know if you see the difference, but it's too much for me. That pink is horrendous. I'm offended by it. I'm certainly feeling way better about this situation. It's a lot of fucking paint though, so I'm gonna have to eat it up with some of these other projects. I only imagined making like a little tiny amount. Here we are with this massive amount of paint. But it's okay, we'll use it. Now that it's there, we gotta use it. Ah, fresh air. Beautiful day. Beautiful Sunday. Here we go. Okay. Right? Way better. Let's see it. I'll do like a little patch over the color that I did. Yeah. Oh, it's almost like an identical match. This is so... I didn't need that berry red. That berry red could fuck off. For now. I bet you if I mixed it with red, that berry red, and maybe a little bit of orange, I bet you that shit would pop nice. But that's not what's happening here. It's not the right red for pink. Alright. Let me just smooth this paint out so it doesn't dry weird. See the difference between the two pinks? The pink I like is on the outside, and the pink I hate is on the inside. They're real different. I don't hate... Okay. I don't hate it. It's just not right for this project. Not what I was trying to do. It was off. But maybe for something else, maybe I like it. Certainly not for this though. So I'm excited for tonight in the White Lotus finale. Oh my gosh. Who's gonna die? I think I know who's dying. But I'm so excited. Me and my friend have been watching the episodes together since it started, and she's in New York right now, so we're gonna be watching on different coasts. I'm so sad. Because it's so epic watching it with another person, being like, holy shit, you know? And also the subletter that it was the three of us. And Nico is moving to Arizona right now. She was only here for 2 months during her stay. And now she's moving. And I have another subletter that just moved in. But the 3 girls I was watching the show with are now not here to watch it with me. I'm gonna weigh this down with... Actually, that's a bad idea. So there's wet paint. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so the gals that I was watching it with won't be here with me. So I'm gonna have to watch it alone and scream at the TV alone and throw a napkin at the TV when I'm upset. But I am so excited to watch it. And if you've not watched White Lotus, start from the beginning because it's very important to do that. Such a good show, you guys. I'm so happy. I've been trying to do this for weeks, but I've been on a painting canvas roll, and I still am in that roll. And I just started one last night. I drew it, I drafted the canvas all yesterday, and then I started painting it in last night. But I had to, you know, switch gears. And sometimes it's really difficult to switch gears. But I'm happy I did, because after I'm done with these, I just need to varnish them, let that dry, then I can take pictures of them and throw them up on Etsy, and then get back to my canvases, you know? Sometimes I have a hard time transitioning between all the projects. Just adding water because the sun's kind of drying out the paint real fast. It's making it hard to paint with it, and once it's dry I can't use it. And I was just talking about how I made so much paint and gotta make it count, right? If it's dried up I can't use it, so. This is fun. I love doing these lives. It's like I'm already gonna be doing this, you know? So I might as well just put a camera on it and share. My first lives were really scary. I was like, uh-oh. But I did one and I was like, oh, okay, I can do that. I'm gonna just quickly paint the back. I also draw almost every single night, and I've been doing that for 15 years. And that's how I've been painting canvases. I'm just taking drawings that are in my sketchbooks and putting them on canvas by painting them. And I recently started to do drawing in bed lives on Twitch. And that's fun, because it's like quiet time. So I'm kind of whispering, and it's more of like ASMR, and you hear all the sounds. I don't have a mic, I don't do anything fancy, it's just me, my phone and my tripod, my sketchbook and my pen. And it's just really nice and soothing. I don't understand Twitch just yet, but my friend said I should give it a try because it could be really good for me and my artwork. So I'm open to anything, and I'm giving it a shot. It's just a different vibe, you know? Kind of using each platform for their own little thing, and then you can platform hop and see all the other vibes going on in my world. So Twitch is more about ASMR, soft voice, art, live painting like this, but softer voice, chill vibes. And it's the same handle, Amma does it. It's kind of the same all around. YouTube and Twitch are Amma does it. Instagram's Amma Rom. And TikTok is Amma.rom. That's how I've been rolling. And then it's easy to find me. you know? If you're curious to see all the other things that I do, that's the way. Wow, that red I made is already completely dried up. I should have started there. Oops. I just painted this pink, the black. So nice, you guys. I love this. Even when I mess up, it's like, who cares? Painting is stress-free, so a mess up is whatever. Can get fixed, who cares? You just have to repaint that black, it's not a big deal. Okay, while I have this pink, I might as well do other pink things so it doesn't dry out like that red. Lesson learned. That's another thing, you gotta learn your lessons, you guys. That's what those eclipses were all about. What did you learn in the last 2 years? Under the eclipse, the last one we just had, the solar eclipse, that was like the last bookend, closing the eclipse off. I sat outside and I journaled for like 3 hours talking about all the lessons I've learned in 2 years. There was a lot of learnings over the last 2 years. I had a lot of bumps, and the best thing you can do when you start having life like that, we all go through it at certain times in our life. The only thing that you can do is go with the flow, allow it to happen, but learn your lessons. There's always a lesson in a bump in the road, always. You just gotta pay attention. So I went through all the bumps and the things that I've learned from each bump and each thing in life. And it was really therapeutic. And it also showed growth, right? I'm like, oh shit, I learned all this stuff. I'm growing. I won't do that again. Or that taught me I don't like that thing, you know? Or next time that happens to me, I'll speak up. You know? Or I'll pay attention to these red flags instead of collecting them like a bouquet I'm about to water. You know what I mean? Life is fucking funny. I didn't eat yet. That's not good. I'm like sitting out here in the sun with an empty stomach. I will have to eat very soon. But maybe I finish these 2 hearts and then I go do that. Enough paint to do one more thing. We'll see. Thanks for sitting with me. It's so nice to have a little company on this beautiful day. I've been craving pepperoni pizza lately, and today I'm craving pepperoni. This is gonna disturb some people, and I'm not sorry. I am a New Yorker and I like this. Pepperoni and pineapple pizza. Again, I'm not sorry. That shit is bomb, and I don't care if you don't like it. More for me. If you do like it, what up? That shit is so good. Kind of being messy because I'm gonna paint over this arrow anyways, black, so it doesn't matter if I have pink paint on it. Just want to make sure I'm covering everything with paint. Yeah, and I think I'm craving pineapple pepperoni pizza today because it's so hot, and when it's hot outside, I love eating pineapples. I have a new thought. I have a frozen pizza in my freezer, and it's getting better. I have a frozen bag of pineapples from Trader Joe's also in my freezer. It's not pineapple pizza, it is, I think, mozzarella, basil, tomato. So I can make my dreams come true. Maybe that's what I eat while I watch The White Lotus this evening. Okay, I don't have enough pink to do another thing, so just these 2. Happy I utilized all that paint I made though. Let's just make sure. My neighbors are so cute. All my neighbors are really cute. I've got this old Latino guy named Julio, and we say good morning to each other every morning. I feel like in the Truman Show sometimes I like walk out with my dog and my kimono and my pajamas, and Julio's sitting there smoking a joint that he just rolled, and he waves at me and I wave at him, and we're both big ass teeth grin. It's so sweet. Good morning, Julio. And then the girls next door are really cute. They're younger professionals. And then we have a Filipino family next to Julio, and they're really friendly. And then another Filipino family on the other side, and they're always working on old cars and stuff. And they're really friendly. They always say hi. I really lucked out. I wanted to escape New York City and, you know, be surrounded with kindness, and I truly am. I would say that I've not been disappointed. Everyone I've been encountering has been so nice. I feel really lucky to have left a place that didn't feel like home. I've always felt like it was working against me, and finding a place like Los Angeles where I feel like I'm welcomed with a hug and surrounded by really beautiful, kind-hearted people. That's all you can ask for. Okay, so next I'm going to do let's see. Next I just want to make sure I'm utilizing, I'll do black, because I'll do these black and the arrows black. And then I don't have to mix any paints. So let's put these down here. Let's see if I've gotten any important emails. No. You know why? It's fucking Sunday. People are taking a break from the emailing. Okay. Oof, we're really running low on black. I've got to be very frugal with the black paint. That, and that. Just putting water in it to water it down. I didn't even think about, like, Sunday might not be a good day to do this, but it's hard to channel, like, when people are available and when they're not. So I do appreciate you guys sticking around and being here with me. I didn't know if I would have any viewers, so this is very sweet and special for me. I'm still learning. I don't know when's the right time to do these lives, but here I am. I'm gonna try to do them at different times on different days and try to find when is the right time. Because I have no idea. I'm just learning. this big brush all juiced up, so I might as well. These ones with the wings are cool. I have to paint details on them, but I'm just getting them based up so they're ready for that. Ooh, piece of cardboard, it's flying in the wind. It's not gonna go far though. Ooh. It's getting windy. Make sure I get all the white. So these are like hard as a rock because I made clay, paper clay, and it dries very, very hard. And I've sanded these, but they're still little chunky bits and bobs, which I don't mind because it's part of it. Sometimes they're hard to paint, so you have to give it like a thrice over. Okay, let's get a smaller brush. This one will require my attention, because where the heart starts, yesterday I was doing a live on Twitch and I was drafting my canvas and a butterfly landed on my phone that was recording, and I went to pick it up with my finger and the butterfly crawled onto my finger for like 2 seconds and then just flew off, but it stood on my phone and looked at me directly in my eyes for like 30 seconds straight, or a minute. It was a long time where just like looking at each other, I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. And then it flew off. And it was kind of flirting with the idea if it was going to do that or not, because it kept flying by. And then eventually it did, and I was like, ah. I love moments like that. hungry. I might make the same lunch I made yesterday, which was ramen with a soft-boiled egg and some fresh green onions on top. And then I made like an extra little sauce to put on top, which was made of soy sauce, sesame oil, black vinegar, and a little chili crunch. Really good. I also have frozen dumplings. I'm just like quietly thinking about food over here. Might as well share, because I think about food all damn day. Take that Big Daddy brush back out. This is amazing. I'm so happy I'm doing this. I really did put this off for quite some time. And as some of these do require lots of detailing, it'll be nice just to have the bases done. So this piece is one of those pieces that requires a lot of detailing on the actual wings of the heart. But it'll be done, ready to get detailed up. And since I've been painting a lot on my canvases, the detailing won't take it nearly as long as it did when I did the first ones of these. Just kind of flying through these. Just so lovely. Cool. Now we can come in nice and tight because it's just a little point for the heart. Whew. went too far with that. That's okay, we will cover that up with whatever color. Some of these require more attention than others. I was craving chocolate and I didn't have any chocolate in the house. So luckily I just had a birthday and one of my friends got me this huge cake from Whole Foods. Delicious chocolate cake, so rich. And what I did is I cut it into individual slices and I wrapped them each in parchment paper and then put like 3 or 4 of them in like a 1-gallon Ziploc freezer bag. So I can take a piece out and defrost it and then have it whenever I please. So I have about, I don't know, 8 slices of cake, and I had one last night and I had whipped cream, so I just like I heated it up so it was like hot cake and it melted some of the frosting, so it was so delicious. And I'm so happy I did that. It really hit the spot. The thing, it's like it doesn't stop with art, guys. The craftiness and the creativeness, it really flows into every part of my life, especially food. I'm a really good cook and I love cooking, and I only do it when I feel like doing it, but when I do it, fantastic. Okay, that one's done. I have another one of these, so let's get that out, but let's go ahead and go with these. The arrows first. I love cake. Sometimes you forget how much you love cake until you have it again. I hadn't had cake in a long time, but I know I love it. And thanks to Nancy for getting the cake for my birthday. Hard. There's a lot of nooks and crannies and they're hard to get to. Okay, there we go. Whoa. Maybe I can get them from underneath. Needs a a little bit more water added to it. Let's do that. Oh yeah, it's drying up. Holy shit, that happened so fast. The paint, you guys. It's hard times right now. I can't afford to buy more paint right now. Something else. Oh, just juggling projects left and right. To get into these little skinny moments I can't reach with the fatter brush. Whew. I think I'm getting quiet because I'm really hungry, but I really want to just finish these parts before I go inside. All that pink dried up. I just need a little. The wind is starting to come in. It feels really, really nice. There's still not a cloud in sight, but the sun is behind this cypress tree right here. Cute, you guys. Look at this. So cutie. Now I got pink paint on this one, remember? So I'm gonna put black on that over that pink I did. We got pink everywhere here. Hey, beautiful. I need that liner brush for all the little nooks and crannies. Touch-ups. Still no clouds in sight. It's a beautiful day. Okay. That's good. Now let's get this other wing blacked out. That's the big brush. Close to the edge. Sorry, I'm being a little silent Sally. This requires more attention than I thought. It's kind of nice to sit in silence, right? Maybe not on a live, I don't know if this is the vibe, but it's feeling good for me. And then now I'm listening to the conversation. These girls, they have so much drama, and I'm the opposite. Like, I live my life very safe and drama-free, very choosy with who I date, if you will. But I love to hear stories like this. It's so funny and entertaining. There's this guy that walks by, and he's always wearing like a blazer, like a suit blazer jacket, and he has long, dark hair, and I just passed by and he was carrying like a stack this thick of canvases, and in the other hand rolled up posters, so I wonder what he does. I'm very curious. I've only been seeing him for a couple months now, and I'm curious about the new folk walking on the block, you know? And I'm kind of set on a hill, and I'm quiet, so people don't normally look up here. So I'm like, I get the thrill of people watching up here. And I'm like, who's this kid? I'm just gonna finish the wing of this one, and I am so hungry. I don't even know what time it is, but I know it's not a time that it should be without eating one single thing for the day. I had 2 cups of coffee and called it quits, so I have to eat something. Also, Banjo, I was going to have him out here, but he had like a long morning out here while I was journaling, and he looked beat. He looked very tired. So I let him take a nap on the couch while I was out here doing this. Okay, this little fine detail. steam. I'm so hungry. Let me just make this line straight. And then I'll show off the things that I painted today. Go. So today we did that and we did that. Well, we didn't do the whole snake, but we did finish the snake. I love this snake so much. And then I did these two. I still have the flames to do there, but I'm just too hungry. I did the flames of the twin flame, and then I just painted the wings of these, and these will have details on them. Not bad. Happy I did this, and now it's kind of sparked a little boost to continue painting these. I have two more, let me see. Yeah, I have two more parts to do from scratch. I mean, I have way more. I made 50 hearts, so this is the first of the bulk. And then I have another snake, so I'll do that. But I'm so happy and pleased with the amount of work I've done so far. And after I eat, I might just continue this project, and I'll do the flames, I'll do the hearts and the flames here, and then maybe I'll paint the base of the snake black, and maybe I'll get these moving. So anyways, thank you so much for popping in and watching the process and just honestly watching me peacefully paint. I am tired today. I was out in the sun all day yesterday, and I think I just needed a nice quiet painting session. And as I faded from being extra hungry, I became quieter and quieter and quieter. So I do apologize. It's not always like that, but this time it was. So I hope it was nice and soothing and therapeutic for you. And I'll be back soon. I'm gonna choose a different day and a different time just to see if there's a difference. You know, I'm trying to find my groove. So with finding my groove, it's trial and error. Maybe a Sunday afternoon is not great, but listen, I'm happy that you stopped by. I loved chatting, and I'll see you another time. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and if you're watching White Lotus, good luck. We're moments away from seeing who dies. Okay. Bye, I think. Okay, yeah, bye.